and welcome to the Indy Airstrip Attack, of course, brought to you by the Indiana Corn Marketing Council, E85, and Unleaded 88. I'm Jimmy Shaberg, and this is day one of Half Mile Airport Racing live from beautiful Marion, Indiana. We have another sold-out event with multiple 2,000-plus wheel horsepower cars. They're battling it out all weekend. The temperature here is perfect for setting a new half-mile record. What do you think? Do you think it'll go down? Right now, UGR owns that at 259.99. Let me get to one of these races here. Glad you're joining us live. We got Armando Perez, Audi R8, already been a best of 147.4. David Lesworth, 19 GT 350R, looks like a 154.2 that time around, a 146.9. Now I got Kevin Tweedy in a 97 Prelude. Well, there's something you don't see every day. 1,100 horsepower in this car. Walter Bell coming up in the CTS-V Coupe, 580 horsepower. So now we got a Prelude with 1,100 and a V Coupe with a little less. Pretty sure I see a parachute on that Prelude. That might be the only time in my life I ever say that. It's going to go all the way around the V, mile an hour coming up. 164.9 for the Prelude. Hey, welcome. Today's live stream is on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We thank you for joining us. And a huge shout out to our official streaming partner, 1320 Video. Appreciate all you guys and gals and boys and girls at home joining us. It's a Revolution and Shift Sector event. Today's broadcast is produced by Revolution and, of course, directed by none other than JeffreyJhart.com. Got some great racing out here. You're not going to want to miss any of it. The weather is stunning. I'm expecting all kinds of fast cars coming up here any moment. We had one run already. They're actually back in the pits, so you just never know what's going to happen. Of course, I see I believe it's one of our grid girls probably picking up a GoPro out there. Either way, going to have some great interviews for you all day. It's going to be an amazing time, so just hang on and enjoy the ride. Just want to throw it right over to Ignite, or JB from Ignite, and of course the lovely Tiffany. Here you go.
Thanks, Jimmy. I'm Tiffany. We're here at Indy Airstrip Attack, and I've got Jay Legend here himself helping me do some interviews with the racers when they start driving. How you doing today, Jay?
I'm doing good. We're excited. It is a great day in Marion. We're thankful for everybody that came out. For all you at home not able to make it out, you're going to see some really fast cars today. All sorts of power, and you're going to see some records break today.
I'm excited.
All right. Thank you, Tiffany, JB. Appreciate that. Don't forget, this is an active runway. We close it down for drag racing, but at any moment we may get the call the plane needs to land, and we only have a couple minutes to clear the runway. So don't forget that as you're watching this amazing live stream at home. Looks like we have a couple bikes here. Travis Boaz, ZX10R, John Zayak, and a 1000RR. That's what you see right there. Mile an hour should show up right there on your screen. 152.9 to a 155.9. Up next, it looks like I got Mons Alberon in a Z06. Tim Hopkins in an Audi R8. 1,600 horse in this Audi R8, so who knows what could happen here. Let's find out. Corvette's got 1,100 horse. He's using all of them. Tim Hopkins claims 1,600 horse in that Audi R8. Sounds like you got out of it on the big end. Mile an hour definitely coming up here on your screen, or if you're live here, 138.8 to a 168 for the Corvette. Russ Hess, Chevrolet Nova SS. David Freeman in a Mustang GT. 750 horse in the Nova. 675 in the Mustang. Great shots from our camera crews. Nova getting it done on the big end, too. Can he maintain it? Always great to see these old quarter-mile drag cars out here on a half-mile airstrip. Kind of fun. 139.9 David in that Mustang. 144.9 for the Nova. That's Stephen Ulrich in the Camaro, and then Nadim in the M3. M3's got 800 horse. Pretty fast mile an hour there for the Camaro, 146.3. Nadim with a 127.3 in the BMW. Now I got Derek in the ZR1, Tom in the GTR. Tom's got 1,400 horse. Flying Bananas at it again. Here we go. And maybe that's more like the, well, he's slowing down, so he's not flying anymore. You know, it looked yellow on my screen, but it ends up being the Tangerine Dream. My bad. Derek with the Corvette with a 119.7 and a big 77 miles an hour for the GTR. Tangerine Dream. You can see our pit area out there. Look at all those cars. We got bad boy Morris Malone coming up here. Looks like he's in the burnout area. Want to watch this burnout. It is bad boy Morris Malone. Just enough to get the tires warm. Alex with a 131.7 on that Mustang. Tucker with a 187 on that Viper. It's getting faster every time. Now we got bad boy Morris Malone all loaded up. 2,500 horsepower. Been a best of 194.9 today. 239 and change best overall. What's he going to do? Look at the acceleration of that beast. Here he comes. He's definitely in it. That mile an hour looks strong. Bad boy Morris Malone in the house. Wait for it. .34 miles an hour. Not bad for the third hit off the trailer in a new combination. Congratulations. I'm going to throw a quick interview over here to JB. Take it away.
Hey, we're sitting here with John. Tell us a little bit about your bike and welcome. We like seeing the guys on the bikes out here at Shift Section.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. It's great air today, great weather. It's nice to bring the bikes out, get the population back up. I'm on a new 22 Honda. It's tuned by Chris Moore from Moore Mafia. Just light mods right now, doing the NA stuff before I move to Power Adder. Just exhaust, filter, tune, some airbox mods, simple stuff. Kind of come out and show the guys that you do not have to go to Suzuki or Cowie to win.
Well, hey, thank you for coming out to Marion, and we'll see you on the next pass.
Great job, JB. All right, we got Joe Dietrich, Alexander Votos, and a couple Corvettes coming up. See them there on your screen. One of them's got some... He's part of the high-rise club. I'm not sure. .150 horse there in Alexander's. Hasn't got that high rise worked out just yet, but mile an hour should be pretty strong. 155.0 to 175.1 for those two. I got Isaac Webster to Shelby GT 500. Michael Stout in the world's fastest Corvette C7. Vengeance Racing, of course, in the house. Vengeance Racing always shows up to play. let's look at that mile an hour. 183 for Vengeance Racing. Michael Stout. Isaac with a 171.6. Great run there. Timothy Ward, X3M Competition. 650 horse. Lindsay Locke, Sissio Racing and Performance. Been a best of 174.2. I know she's been faster, so hard to say what she'll do this time. Lindsay's in that gorgeous blue Porsche, and she's going to tow the SUV down to the end. That looked fast to me. Waiting for the mile an hour to show up on my screen here. It's a little delayed on my end. My bad. 178.9 for Lindsay. 147.5 for the BMW. Charlie Jacobs in the Mustang. Dusty Hall in the Turbo Porsche. 950 horse in the Turbo Porsche. 480 in the Mustang. See the First Farmers Bank and Trust and Indiana Corn Marketing Council flags whipping in the wind. Beautiful sunny day out here in Marion, Indiana. Glad you guys and gals are joining us. All right, I'm going to throw it right on over to Tiffany. She's got an interview. Take it away.
All right, we're here with Travis. Travis has been here for 10 years, but this is his first year that he brought his bike out. So, Travis, tell us a little bit about your bike.
It's a brand new 2021 Kawasaki ZX-10. Is bone stock, straight off the dealership floor, and I'm just out getting a baseline for when I finally do mod it coming next year.
And I hear you're a local to Marion, right?
Yes, I actually live about 15 minutes away out in Elwood.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're happy you're here.
Awesome. Great job, Tiffany. Appreciate the interviews. Got Tyler King coming up, the Camaro SS. Patrick Swindell and that BMW just went a 168.7. We got David DeFord and that 1,000 horsepower Infiniti G35. I think it even has a parachute. Sean and the Fox Body Mustang. It's already been a best of 170.9, 1,001 horsepower. So only 1 horsepower separates these two cars. Looks like he dumped the laundry there at the end. Where's my Mustang? I don't see it at my vantage point. Did he make his way down? Mile an hour on that Infiniti, 170.00. My goodness, that was fast. Great job. So there goes the first Fox Body. Not sure what happened there in the line. Maybe he was taking a little nap. Got a couple Fox Bodies out here, which is interesting. Don't see those very often out here in half-mile events. Always great to see them. I'm a big Fox Body fan, as it is. 164.5 for that last one. Now I got Greg in the Mustang GT, Jim Bond in the 89 Corvette. 89 Corvette looking good out there. I think that's the only C4 that we have out here this weekend. Got Julian Bassler in the Huracan coming up. Steve Crabtree in another Mustang Fox Body with 400 horse. Greg with a 123.5 for the Mustang. Jim Bond 134.0 in the C4 Corvette. Must be slippery. I like it. Julian's brought a whole host of beautiful exotic cars out here. He's just waiting on the Fox Body to get down to the end. Can't tell if they only have one gear in its first gear. I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully nothing serious. 187.8 for Julian. I think the Fox Body just passed the traps. Looks like we're looking at a beautiful McLaren coming up. Maybe a Lamborghini Performante also coming up. Troy Schlenz and a Viper coming up. 102.6 for the Mustang. Troy Schlenz and that Viper. Viper coming up, been a best of 148.2. Julian Bassler, been a best of 154. What's not to like about better engine performance? Cleaner air and lower cost. Get all three when you fill up with Unleaded 88. Visit getbiofuel.com. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Sounded like the Viper let out a little, didn't it? Thought so. 135.3 definitely wasn't the fastest pass. I got Aaron Stutzman coming up the Corvette. 406 horse. Soros and that McLaren you saw out there on your screen, 765 horse. McLaren made short work of that Corvette that time around for the shore. 166.7 there. Aaron with a 144.1. Now I got Nicholas in a Camaro, 800 horse. Paul Cunningham, that RS3, 530 horse. Mustang Fox Body looks like something straight out of Grease, the movie. Let's see the pre-grid area all staged up, looking well. American Lung Association recognizes clean-burning biofuel as clean air choice alternative for its ability to reduce tailpipe emissions and combat climate change. Make a clean air choice today. Choose high-octane, renewable biofuel. Nicholas there in the Camaro, looking good, mile an hour. Look at that pre-stage. Look at all those cars. 150.5 for Nicholas, 150.5. Look at that. Dead even. Audi RS3 to the Camaro. Now we got Doug Merritt and Scott McIntosh. Audi R8 for Scott. Doug with a Mustang GT. Of course, the Indiana Corn Marketing Council serves Indiana corn farmers that help create demand and broaden markets, opening opportunities down the road and across the globe for Indiana corn farmers, which is great because without them, I wouldn't have awesome fuel to run in my rental car. So thank you for that. What do I got here? Doug with a 135.9, Scott with a 154.7, Timothy coming up in the Lexus Sport Cross, been a best of 105. John Ziak in that CBR 1000 RR coming up. Already been a best of 159.6. Of course, you saw our interview earlier with some of the bikes. John in that CBR with 155.2. Got Peter coming up in the E63 AMG. Ryan Hopkins of the Lamborghini Huracan, 1,300 horse. Been a best of 200.71 miles an hour, so brace yourself. More than likely going to be a pretty fast pass. Good looking Lamborghini right there. Ryan Hopkins through the traps. 198.8 to a 152.2. Good job there. Amar coming up in the BMW M5, 650 horse. Cesar Valles GSXR, 200 horse. A couple shout outs. Don't forget, our event host is Shift Sector. 1320 is our broadcast streaming partner. Indiana Corn Marketing Council, E85, and Unleaded 88 are our broadcast sponsors here. Love that. Revolution.com is our broadcast producer, and of course brought to you by none other than and led by JeffreyJHart.com. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Hopefully you're catching us on one of those. If not, even better, hopefully you're here. This is our 7th year doing the Indy Airstrip Attack. This year, 75% of the drivers are running ethanol. Wow, that's crazy. When we started, that number was only 10%, so think about that. I got Big Ben Black coming back for more on that Viper, 1,800 horse, 194.8 best this weekend. He's been over 200 before. Going up against Ned Dunphy in that Vengeance Racing Orange Viper. Been a best of 177 this morning. first hit right off the trailer, new motor. So this should be good. Hang on to your shorts. Both these Vipers have fangs. They will bite. Ned is in it for the win it. What's that going to be? Ben got out of it a little early. Little traction-related issues, it looked like. Two Vipers going at it head-to-head. 223.66 miles an hour for the Flying Pumpkin. Ned Dunphy, Vengeance Racing in the house. Let's hear it for them. Ben Black, 160.1, but he pulled out real early. He knows better than that. How did you like that?
Where are stats?
Haroon Anwar, that ZR1, Patrick Swindell in the BMW M8 competition. Been a best of 168.7 for the BMW, 160.9 for the ZR1. .158.4 that time around. Patrick Swindell, the 167.1. Now get Nicolay in the Charger Hellcat. Aldo in the Lamborghini Huracan. 1,200 horse in the Huracan. 707. You see the Flying Pumpkin there, the parachutes deployed. The Lamborghini almost looks like it has white walls. Kind of cool. I know it doesn't, but hey, it looks like it does. Good looking car. Kennedy in that McLaren 570S. Dan Trickle in that Camaro SS. 1,200 horse in that beast. Let's see what it'll do this time around. Pretty close, I'd say, right on the verge of just a gapetizer, not the full menu. Nicely done. 161.7 Patrick. 172.7 for Dan. Charlie Callahan coming up. 2022 Mustang. 450 horse in that beast. Of course, I got the official unleaded 88 E85 taxi next to him. You see him right there on your screen. Charlie Callahan there in the Mustang, and of course the Flying Taxi. That was a good run there. 132.7. Clint Sweet coming up that GT 500, 1,100 horse. Clark Rosenthal. He's making a little more than 400 horse, but that's all he wants me to talk about. That's the Camaro. I think last time passed was 178.2. So nice try, Clark, but I see right through you. So, yeah, there you go there. 183.8 to a 169.6 for Clint. Ryan Mernigan coming up in that Caprice. That's that police vehicle. It's already been a best of 130.6. Don't get pulled over by that guy. Mo Gonchi in the GTR 840 horse. Don't have a mile an hour just yet. See one of our grid girls. I believe that's Shayla. You can see her right there on your screen at home. And if you're lucky enough to be here in person, you get to see her in person. GTR is going to make a clean getaway that time around up against the police car there. 133.0 to 163.9. Got Tony Janko and Ben Stoner. Ben Stoner, of course, Fat House Fab. Beautiful work they do on those GT350s, twin turbo kits and whatnot. Definitely want to check them out online. FatHouseFab.com. Tony Janko, GT350R, 1,200 horse as opposed to Ben's 1,000 horse. 174 best to a 170.9. Going all the way around him there. $186.9 for Tony Ben with a 169.6 William. Coming up, Corvette Mark. Boy, I'm going to butcher that name, and I don't want to. Let's just call him Mark in a Mustang. 950 horse. Don't have a mile an hour on him yet. 9 1/4 horse on the Corvette, so should be pretty good. Took him downtown there. 169.4 William Taylor. Solid. On the floor now, I got Ryan Scholler and Caden Moen. That's right, that's Vengeance Racing Jr. All right, coming up here pretty quick, I'm going to have a great interview with none other than Ned Dunphy, Vengeance Racing. I'll be throwing it over there here pretty quick, but let them get set up. Meantime, Ryan Scholler in that Camaro SS 134.6. Caden, that's Vengeance Racing Jr. 169.5, blistering miles an hour. I got Jessica Hassing coming up in that 13 Mustang. She held it to the floor last time out. 187.8. That's that Smurf blue Mustang. She is no slouch. Dave Webster coming up. Ryan Scholler with a 134.6. Hey, I got a great interview coming up. JB, take it over, Vengeance Racing.
Hey everybody, we're sitting here with Ned with the Vengeance Corvette. Tell us a little bit about your last pass.
It's a Viper. We'll start with that. That's okay. Last pass. So we finally got some stuff figured out. Our speed sensor didn't work on the first pass. This one we did on a time-based. So when the nitrous comes in, when the boost comes in, but it was tearing the tires off because traction control is off. So 3 lifts on the pedal. It finally bit in the 3rd gear. Boom, gone. So
Exactly. I ran, what did you run, a 229?
223.66.
Oh, he's up there, so get ready. They're going to be hitting some more high boosts. Can't wait to see it, brother. Thanks for coming back out to Marion.
Thanks. Love being here.
Great job, Ned, as always, in the house with Vengeance Racing. New motor. He had like 5 minutes of idle time and went out and sent it, so you got to like that. Always Vengeance Racing comes out here to play. I think one year they swept every single trophy that we had, so that tells you a lot because all their cars are bad fast. So that was Ryan in that GT350 with a 159.2. Patrick in that M Competition Coupe. I'm not sure what happened. He slowed it down a little there at the end with a 65-mile-an-hour deal. Dan Hammonds, though, he's coming back out. 1,300 horsepower twin turbo. Can't tell from my vantage point if he's in it to win it or not. Yeah, Porsche is definitely let out. Not sure what he's got going on there. Hopefully it's nothing major. Always love seeing Dan Hammonds out here. Yeah, I'd say that BMW definitely fed him the entire Gapplebee's menu that time around, so you know Dan's not going to want to stand for that. 153.6 for Eugene McAllister in that 335 Gap machine. Now I got Jody Baez coming up in the 911 twin turbo. Paul Cunningham in that RS3 Audi. 1,200 horse in this twin turbo Porsche. Haven't called it yet, but I have before, and I know it's bad fast. E85 is a high-octane, high-performance fuel, making it ideal for high-speed racing. It's also great for the environment, contributing to 50% greenhouse gas reduction. Choose E85 Flex Fuel today for a greener Indiana tomorrow. Discover E85 locations near you at getbiofuel.com. Just saw Jody pass through in the mile an hour. I don't see it on my screen just yet. 173.8. 150 for Paul. John Pitts coming up, GT500. Mark Bayless in his 2021 Hellcat. Been a best of 158.3. John's been a best of 154.3. To all my local people here in Indiana, are you thirsty? Well, you better grab a Casey's Ice Cold beverage before filling up with a clean-burning, low-cost, unleaded 88 or E85 at a local Casey's near you. One of my favorite stores to visit when I'm in town. I would stop by a Casey's, stop by and see them. Probably check them out at Casey's.com. So John with a 154.1, Mark with a 150.2. Gonna have to get him a faster car this time around. Dean Borso, Camaro coming up. Ken Bajoni's in that GT500, 1500 horse. It looks like he's in it to win it too. Low to the ground and getting her done. Mile an hour. Ken with a 170.2. 156.0 right there for Dean. Andrew Wydell in that Corvette Z06. Scott Sheldon GT500. Been a best of 156 to a 156.0 for Andrew in the Z06. Appreciate everybody joining us here on the live stream and, of course, in person at the Indy Airstrip Attack, brought to you by the Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Got a Trackhawk coming up. You can see it right there on the launch pad. 157.2 for Andrew Cody with a, well, I'm not really seeing it yet on my screen, but it's coming. Cody's in the Trackhawk. Ryan in the R8. 1,200 horse in that Trackhawk. Oh, baby. 825 in the Audi R8 to those that wanted to know. Trackhawk with that launch. No surprise there. Hey, you know where you can buy a Trackhawk amongst a lot of other cars? Take a look at driveway.com. From the internet to the website to your driveway, driveway.com. Fastest growing automotive website in the United States right now. So Ryan with a 152.5, Cody with a 169.1. That's pretty fast for a big SUV. David Perlman, 2,500 horsepower. Patrick Parker in his S2000. That's what you see there. We're waiting for... Yeah, it looks like Perlman's out there on the launch pad, and I don't think there's something kind of going on with the S2000. Saw a little smoke that time around. We're going to probably get that looked at, I would think. I know I've called that car in the past. It's been really fast. So I'm not sure what Perlman's doing in the Dallas Performance Lamborghini. He might just be waiting, but I'm not sure for what. Look how beautiful that car is, though. Come on, 4.7. Let's do it. Start the fires and light the tires. Let's go, baby. Let's go. There he goes. All right, 2,500 horsepower, Dallas Performance on the track now. Here we go. Look solid, look clean. Mile an hour coming up. $198.4 for Dallas Performance that time. Vladis in that Porsche 1,000 horsepower turbo. Taylor coming up the Porsche Turbo S, also 1,000 horsepower. Well, one of them's listed as a Porsche, but as you can tell, that's probably not the case. So everybody online's heckling me probably to pieces right now, but I only know what's on my screen. Either way, 192.8 for Taylor in that Porsche. Great job there. Got Scott Swanson coming up, the BMW M5. Jennifer Harper, always great to see her in her Camaro. 750 horse, already been a best of 156.6. Now you can fill up with a fuel that's great for your engine, great for the environment, and great for your wallet. Unleaded 88 is engine smart, earth kind. Find Unleaded 88 near you at getbiofuel.com. Got a couple bikes here. Dustin Bossy coming up, that Ninja H2. Not a lot of those around. 250 horse, really fast performance bike right out of the gate. Cesar Valez and the GS XR. Had to do it. It was right there. Bikes sound so good. 1320 Video partner. Love those guys. Make sure and check out their merchandise. As always, best in the business when it comes to motorsports online coverage. David Newen in that Porsche 911 1100 horse. That was a tongue twister. Jason Ray GT350 1000 horse. That's what's on your launch pad right now. Porsche with the launch and the early lead. Got out of it early, though. Early. Not sure why. Got another 200-mile-an-hour pass potential coming up. That's Ryan Rauter in the Audi R8. It's already been a best of 2:01.7 right off the trailer. 1,300 horse will do that. Julian Bassler, no slouch either in one of his Lamborghinis. That's right, I said one of. He's got a few out here. Gorgeous cars. See our grid girl there. Getting ready to do a little arm drop. Love that vantage point. Of course, brought to you by our Revolution.com partners. Doing some great filming, drone work, and whatnot. Indiana Corn Marketing Council bringing it all to you. First Farmers Bank and Trust. Let's not forget our partners here on site. We got Sissio Performance in the house. We got Underground Racing in the house. Vengeance Racing in the house. Lingenfelter brought a huge setup. Great to see Lingenfelter out here. Thank you for showing up. Graham Rahal Performance. Love that. Got to go meet them sometime. Huge fans, just saying. Looks like Ryan got out of it there with a 138.1. Julian with a 151.9. So those that are watching on Twitch, just want to go over something real quick because I know it's probably a little confusing, especially if you haven't watched before. So first off, thank you for watching on Twitch. Really appreciate that. So what happens is with our timing and scoring, there's about a 5-second delay by the time they go through the trap. So they start the race, that activates it. When they finish it, go through the flags you see there at the very end. That's the end of the race, obviously. And so it's about a 5-second delay from that time to where it shows up either on the screen or when I can announce it. In some cases, it's a little slower on my screen. So I apologize if there's any delay, but that's kind of how it goes here out at the Indy Airstrip Attack. But once again, thank you for joining us on all of the forums that we have out there, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and, of course, brought to you by our streaming partner, 1320 Video. So thanks again for all that. Appreciate the questions. Keep them coming. My producer, who's in my ear, he'll definitely try to get as many answered as possible. So that was James in that Factory 5 Cobra replica, and Henry with a 199.3, almost there. Matthew Moberly, Challenger, Desmond Brown, Aventador, 729 horse. It's an interesting looking Aventador. These things sound amazing. I'll just shut up so you can hear it, actually. This is the biggest Indy Airstrip attack that we have done yet. We've been doing this the 7th time we've been here. You can see in the pits right now, the amount of activity is insane, the amount of cars. I couldn't count how high the horsepower is, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a guess. It's probably over 1 million. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just making that up. But there's a lot of horsepower here, and this is the place to be. This is also where the half-mile world record has been set. That, of course, is the Drag 965 Lamborghini Huracan, piloted by none other than Casey, and he is one of the two owners, the two brothers that own Underground Racing. So they're here. They're supporting one of their new teams, and excited to have them. That's Jessica and Jacob James, the father-daughter team. And anyway, that'll be the red. They also have the high mile an hour of the weekend so far at 229, just to get going. So here we are, right? Looks like we got a Viper, Troy, up against Mark Bayless. Indiana Corn Marketing Council, official car, I guess, if you will. 153.7 to 145.7. Look at all those gorgeous toter homes and cars and whatnot in the pits. I mean, it's just full. We've been sold out for months and months and months at this event, and I think there might still be a line just to get in as a spectator. So thank you to everybody who's here. Thank you to everybody who's joining us at home or wherever you may be. Tyler King in the Camaro SS. Scott Sheldon in that GT 500. That's what's on your screen right now. Beautiful vantage point from our drone. That's a long way down there, a whole half a mile, right? Tyler with a 163.2, Scott with a 154.9. Tony in that V, 171.1. Bradley with a 136.5. Got Aiden O'Neill in the McLaren 720S. Scott McIntosh in the Audi R8. Timothy Stutzman in that Lexus IS 300. Julian Bassler in his Nismo GTR coming up. Of course, you can see all those cars pre-grid.
Good. Lunch? Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to throw it over to Tiffany. She's got a special guest.
Thanks, Jimmy. We're here with Mark. How was that last pass for you?
Pretty good. We were just under 160. We're trying to figure out, we're kind of falling flat on our face at about 160. So we're going to try to do some adjustments, see if we can get any more speed out of it. Running clean, burning ethanol, it's running great, but I'd like to get a little bit more speed out of it today.
What's that goal?
If I get in the mid 160s to 170, I'd be pretty happy. We don't quite have enough power to get to the 180 like the other guys that are in the Hellcats with a little more horsepower than us. We're about 900 to the wheel, but we'll see what we can do. I just can't be slow anymore.
Well, I believe in you. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jimmy.
See ya.
Great job, Tiffany. Great job as always. Appreciate that, Mark. Got Dusty Hall, Camaro SS, Carolus, and that Audi RS7 coming up. After that, I got Greg Bunn, ZX14R, Ron Moen, 2020 Corvette coming up, 1,000 horse in this beast. Vengeance Racing, of course, in the house. Have not seen that car in a while. Great to see that car out here. Ron Moen right off the trailer with a 196.2. Greg Bunn with that beautiful Kawasaki 164.6. Now I got Mo coming up with that 1,200 horse Porsche Turbo. Let's hear it for Vengeance Racing. How do you like that? Right off the trailer, 196.2. Haven't seen that car in years. Love that car. Wes Waltz coming up in that GT350R against Paul Cunningham. Audi RS3. Like we might have a plane coming up. We are on an active runway, of course, out here in Marion, Indiana. Don't forget that. Paul with a 150.1. Wes. Well, I don't know why it's not showing up on my screen, but we got that. There it is, 156.9. Jamie Hopkins in the Audi R8, Aldo in that Lamborghini Huracan. Let's let him eat. $168.6 for Aldo. Jamie in the Audi R8 with a 151.3. Nice job there. Nicolay coming up in that Hellcat. All right, here we go. That was, of course, Big Ben Black and that Viper with a 204.9. Now I got Jacob James or Jessica James. UGR in the house. Get ready. This is one of 2 UGR-built Lamborghinis that Jacob and Jessica James have that they are racing out here, father-daughter team. Waiting for them to get on the launch pad and get ready to go here. Definitely some last-minute stuff. You can see it there on your screen. It looks like, I think I can see it. It looks like Casey Howarth. He's the one who piloted the Drag 965 UGR Lambo to the world record of 259.99. They did, I saw them at the bar last night. They did tell me they were coming out here to do some testing with their new customers. So here we go. Let's see what it's going to do. It looks plenty fast to me. That's one heck of a test. Mile an hour coming up. 231.24 miles an hour. That is your new fastest mile an hour of the event. What do you think about that? Nicely done. Looks like right behind. Don't forget, this is an active runway. We got a helicopter landing and a plane. And after that, looks like we got Dallas Performance coming up. Another Lamborghini. You can see a great vantage point there while we wait for these planes to land. Indy Airstrip Attack uses the 85, a homegrown plant-based fuel. I'm having all kinds of fun this morning. 85% ethanol, 15% gasoline. Look for the yellow flex gas cap on your vehicle and fill it up today. Get to biofuel.com and learn more. So 178.78 for Dallas Performance. That time around. Looks like I've got another interview lined up with JB right there. You can see the helicopter on your screen. Maybe you can see it in if you're actually here live. We've got bad boy Morris Malone. Here we go. Already been a best of 218.3. What's he going to do? Waiting for that mile an hour. That's coming up right there. 224.33 miles an hour. Excellent job there. We're going to throw it over to JB here.
Hey everybody, I'm sitting here with Jamie with this beautiful underground racing R8. So this is your first event?
Yeah, sure is.
So what do you think about it so far? Are you having a good time, and what speed did you go?
I have no clue. No clue at all. So last year we were in Texas. Actually, about a year and a half ago we were in Texas, and then 160, 170 is what I went today. So we've raced a couple races down in Texas, and then Tim and his son Ryan raced last year here as well.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for coming out to Marion and check out the beautiful underground R8 that they've got. So we'll see what they do on the next pass.
Great job, JB. Got a really fast Viper out there right now. A couple of fast Mopars. Tucker in the Viper. Breyer in the Challenger. 170.8 to a 198.3. Got another 1,600 horsepower Viper coming up. Doug McGirt. Arcadi in the 911 Turbo, 850 horse. That looked fast to me, mile an hour. 189.0 to 192.6. I definitely think there's another plane coming in, just for everybody's FYI. We are an active live airstrip, so keep that in mind. You can see the airplane right there in line going the opposite direction. I wonder what would be faster in the half mile, the plane or the car? Tell us at home what you think. We need to have a radar for that one. Good looking plane. As we watch this plane get ready to take off. Don't forget, E85 is the clean-burning, high-octane, lower-cost fuel choice for virtually every vehicle on the road today. Find E85 Flex Fuel near you at getbiofuel.com. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. And if you're not only looking for fuel online, but maybe your next car purchase, check out driveway.com. Specifically, you can even look at Portland Jeep, driveway.com. You'll find all kinds of cars online. I think we even have a Hummer, or I saw on the website they even have the new Hummer EV. So that's kind of cool. But check it out online if you get a chance, driveway.com. We're just waiting for this airplane, obviously, to take off. We are on an active airstrip. I always try to remind because I forget myself. I'm like, what? We're going to slow everything down for a plane. Oh, that's right. We're on their place, or at their place. Yeah, but after the plane, look at that. You can see what's on line there. It's pretty much right on the line. It's going to be a little Mustang on Corvette crime. Maybe we'll race the plane. I'm not sure, but we're just waiting for them to actually take off. They're going to want to take it all in, of course. They probably get the best vantage point of all up in the air, so there's that. But hang tight with us. We'll be back to racing here shortly while we wait for this plane to taxi and take off. And once again, thank you for being here or watching the Indy Airstrip Attack. Plane's moving. Looks like we're going to get ready to race in here soon. Maybe before that, I might even have a nice interview. Tiffany's got Indiana Corn Marketing Council, it looks like here. Car number 3. Right now, we'll watch this plane take off. There he goes. Up in the air, to be fair. It's a great shot right there from Revolution.com film crew. Great job, guys and gals. We're going to be back to racing here now. Once again, active airstrip. Airport's clear. Back to racing. Here we go. Wait for the arm drop. Tim and Scott Corvette a little slow off the line that time around. Not sure what that was all about. 175.9 for Tim. Scott with a 152.0. Tiffany's got a good interview coming up. Not going to want to miss that. Big shout out to our streaming partners on Twitch, Global Time Attack, and 1320video.com. All right, Tiffany, here you go. Great interview coming up.
Thanks, Jimmy. We're here with Briar. Tell us, where you're from, Briar?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And is this your first time here?
Third year.
Third year. Awesome. How's it going so far?
Good so far. I'd like to get maybe another 5 mile an hour out of it, but doing pretty good.
And are you running ethanol today?
Yep, full ignite. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Back to you, Jimmy.
All right, thank you, Tiffany. Great job. So we had a bike that just kind of spit out a little bit of smoke. Not sure what that's all about. See another plane there. It's weird. There's planes everywhere on an active airstrip. That's strange. So we might have that in our queue. Let me find out here from Command Central. You see what we have on our launch pad there. An old 72 Nova from Cameron Cobble. 500 horse in that beast. David Webster Challenger, 600 horse. I'm just waiting for Command Central to let me know that I'm allowed to let this thing keep going, or are we going to let an airplane go again? I'm not sure. We'll find out here soon, though. Well, David Webster definitely didn't like his rear tires. He hazed those bad boys, didn't he? You see your top mile an hour there in the bottom of the reader board of the day so far. Lots of well over 200 mile an hour passes. Got the 72 Nova. Here we go. Is that a 4-door 72 Nova? Looks like he went 161 miles an hour in a 72 Nova. That takes effort. This current race, the guy jumped. I saw it. Chases the race. All right, apologize for the break. But you know what? The announcer has to eat too, so I just made short work of that chicken sandwich. Anyway, we got JB from Ignite Racing Fuels. He's going to have another interview coming up. Not sure who that is just yet, but don't want to miss that as always. Looking at my queue, see what I have coming up here. All right, that was Chris in that C5. Josh and the other Corvette on the other side, that 19, 136.4 to 154.1. Sean coming up in that 911 Turbo, 1,000 horse. Aldo in the Lamborghini Huracan next to him, 1,200 horse. All right, I'm going to send it right on over to my good man, Ignite JB. Here you go.
Hey, I'm here with Chris. This is his first time coming to our event from Indianapolis. What do you think about it so far?
I love it. So I came last year for the first time just to watch, and I knew I had to sign up. As soon as you guys released it, I'm like, I got in.
Hey, tell me a little bit about your car. What all have you done to it?
So far, the only thing done is injectors running E85 and an intake and a tune.
There we go. We've got another car running E85 out here because everybody knows ethanol is the best fuel. If you're not running fast, you're not running ethanol.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
Back to you, Jimmy.
All right, great job, JB. Fantastic. I got the Fox body back. I'm not sure if he's found that he has more than one gear. Maybe, maybe not. The other Mustang of Greg's just went through the traps at 131 too. We're waiting for that Fox body to make it to the end, and while we do, now you can fill up with a fuel that's great for your engine, great for the environment, and great for your wallet. I like that. I like having more money in my wallet. E85 is engine smart, earth kind. Find E85 Flex Fuel near you at getmilefuel.com. Looks like we just saw our good friends from 1320 video out there. Happy birthday, Matt. That's right. His birthday was yesterday from 1320. I call him 1320 royalty. That's just me, though. We got the High Ram Club president out there in the black Corvette. Here's the event. Take a look at that. Isn't that amazing? The place is packed. I don't think we get another toter home or car hauler in here. There's Matt. Let's all wish Matt from 1320 video a happy birthday. He probably can't hear us, but I got Jessica James in the UGR. That looks really fast. What's that mile an hour look like? $241.55 miles an hour. What do you think about that? Jessica and Jacob James in the house with UGR, sneaking up on it. That's more than sneaking up on it. That's flat getting it done. 241. More than that, 241.55. Don't forget your half-mile record is 259.99. So great job, Jessica James. Caleb Swan coming up. Ford Mustang, been a best of 131.5. Tom in his GTR been a best of, well, 77 miles an hour, because I think he's getting out of it, and then maybe he's still doing a little testing. I'm not sure. You got to test, but you got to walk before you can run. I mean, that makes sense to me. Josh Miller. Definitely deserves a big shout out. I don't know if I saw him up there or not. I thought I did. Showed up on my screen and then he was gone. It's that other 1,001 horsepower Fox body. You can't make that up, it says on my screen. So that was Sean. Been a best at 170.9. What did he do that time? Here's an entire shot of the runway, pretty much the whole event. You can actually see the entrance road out front, kind of cool. The runway, the whole thing, pretty neat. Sean on the Fox body with a 167.7. Hunter Sumner, another Mustang, been a best of 142.6. Armando Perez, Audi R8. That's what you see right there, beautiful orange Audi R8. Hopefully you're having as good a time as I am at home and here. There's a lot of people out there. All those right by the airstrip there, or at least the return road, is, I call them my fans in the stands. You're on TV right now. Everybody give away. Fans in the stands, say hello. That's a great view of the launch right there. Jason Ray, Brad Blankenship in the Audi S6. Mustang went all the way around that time. 148.0 to 164.6. Got Larry Deem coming up, Mercedes SL55. Julian Passler in his 18 Lamborghini Performante, 650 horse. That's Shayla. Probably find her on Instagram if I was the guest. Maybe they'll throw that Instagram handle up there. Great arm drop action. It's all Lamborghini this time around. There's the Mercedes. Nice little Saturday drive. Stephen Ulrich coming up, ZL1 Camaro. Patrick Kennedy and that McLaren 570S. Great vantage point on the unleaded 88 camera shot there. It's going up against Stephen Ulrich there in the Camaro. Patrick Kennedy in the McLaren. Big shout out for the states that Corn supports. We got Michigan, we got Kansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, and Nebraska. Just wanted to make sure they got their time on camera. Tyler King coming up in the Camaro SS. Been a best of 163.2. 800 horse in this beast. It's yellow like Big Bird. Forget American Lung Association clean air choice. Always a good choice. George Gaspar coming up, Corvette, 800 horse, been the best of 141.6. It's almost like the same colors as the Camaro are pretty close. Everybody following on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, something you want to see or don't, make sure and just announce that. And my producer, who's in my ear, may or may not reach out to me, depending on what you say. We got Mick Lay right now in that Camaro, 2,000 horsepower, been a best of 186.1. Tyler McGinnity in the 135i or the 135i, been a best of 148.1. Pretty fast that time around for Mick. Definitely not his first time out here. He comes out every year. 188.6. Tyler with a solid 145.7. Brad Morgan in the Charger Hellcat. Jason Burrow in that Hellcat next to him. 800 horse in Brad's, 650 in Jason's. Definitely getting a little breezy out here. You can kind of see that on the flags. Not too bad to worry about yet, but definitely a little breeze. Kind of see it out there on the flags, the starting line. Glenn Graham in the Challenger. Ryan Hopkins in that Huracan. 1,300 horse in the Huracan. 797 in the Mopar. Looked like a pretty fast run for Ryan, mile an hour. 197.4, great job. Glenn coming up through the traps there at a 150.3. Scott Swanson, that BMW M5. Scott McIntosh in the Audi R8. BMW with a little spinny spin. The Indiana Corn Marketing Council serves Indiana corn farmers that help create demand and broaden markets, opening opportunities down the road and across the globe for Indiana's corn farmers. Looks like we got a bike and a Mustang. I like it. Greg Bunn on the bike. Jeremy Howell in that GT350R, 1,600 horsepower. He's going to need all that wing to get it to the ground. Staying up with the bike. What's that mile an hour? He's around him now. Mile an hour, solid 161.7 for the Kawasaki. I was waiting for the mile an hour on Jeremy's. I don't know why it's not popping up on my screen yet, but I'll get to it in a second. Craig Kaiser, Mustang. Matthew Kavanaugh in the Corvette. That's what you see next to you. 700 horse, 2,000 horsepower in the Corvette, by the way. Good looking Corvette, got a little bouncy at the end. I have the mile an hour showing up on my screen. There it is, 195.4 for Matthew. Craig with a 150, and then Jeremy Howell in that GT350R. He went 196.4. That did look fast. Derek coming up, ZR1, 800 horse in that. Mo in the GTR, 840 horse in that. That's what you see right there on the launch pad. Great film crew out there. E85 on the map there. See the flags kind of waving. GTR with the full menu gap.
I don't think any of the camera ops have gone.
ZR1 with a 161.9. Mo with a 163.5. Dusty Hall coming up that Porsche, 950 horse. Been a best of 180. Ryan Morgan, Hellcat, been a best of 164.2. Lots of activity in the pits. Everybody getting ready for the next round. Meanwhile, Shayla, our arm drop champion out there. Porsche with the quick, easy launch, too. Raina Morgan following it up there on the backside. Lots of activity in the pits. It makes me wonder what's up next. $179.6 for Dusty in the Porsche. Raina in the Charger Hellcat. But the Indiana Corn Marketing Council, Mark Bayless, Iron Man himself, is trying to actually go fast. 164.8 for Raina. Mark, he's been a best at 158.3. Tom Enos in the GTR, 1400 horse. David DeFord in that Infinity G35, been a best a 179.0. 1,000 horsepower in that beast, pretty crazy. And he's got a parachute. GTR going around the outside of him that time around. A little late hit on the Infinity. 169 for David in the Infinity. 141. We got Ned Dunphy coming back in that Viper Vengeance Racing. 2,500 horsepower beast. The Flying Pumpkin been a best of 223.6. Going up against Steven in the Corvette, 800 horse. This could be a really good run here. It's Ned's chase car there on the outside. Here comes all that Vengeance Racing horsepower. Hang on. He definitely let out of that real early. I heard him get all the way out. He was all the way in, then he was all the way out. 167.6 to 166.4. You can see the mile-an-hour difference. We'll see how far ahead he was. It was crazy, huh? Amar in that M5. Armando in the R8. No matter where you are, hopefully you're having a good time. Whether you're watching this at home, on your computer, maybe you're even out camping, watching it on your phone. Either way, I say hello. And hopefully everybody's having a good time here. 146 to a 144 for Armando that time. Greg Solis coming up in that ZL1. Been a best of 170.1. Kent Seckler, ZX14R, been a best of 156.8. Great vantage point right over the top. I like that camera shot. Hopefully you do at home. Kind of cool. Where else are you going to see that other than the Indy Airstrip attack? Peter in the E63 AMG. Kurt in that beautiful Ford Fairlane. 650 horse to 665. Fairlane is definitely holding its own. So 152.5 for Peter. Kurt in that Fairlane. 147.5, pretty fast for a Fairlane, just going to say. Henry Fernandez, Porsche Turbo S. 1,300 horse. Coming up, been a best of 139 or 199.3. Colin Solms GT350R, 800 horse. Been a best of 155. So you know this guy's looking for his 200 mile an hour t-shirt for sure. folks. Don't forget Dover Fueling Solution, a leading global provider in advanced customer-focused technologies, services, and solutions, and the fuel and convenience retail industries that utilize and support unleaded 88 and E85. 157 for Colin Henry with a 175-1. I got Rick Sims, ZL1, 550 horse. Brian O'Neill and the Gallardo with 1,300 horse. Let's see what that'll do. I tell you, the Gallardo I miss. Giddy the Giddy monster. This UGR Gallardo. I know that'll be making a comeback soon enough. Can't wait for that. Fastest Gallardo and darn near the fastest Lamborghini in the half mile. Real close. Something tells me he'll get there. Looks like a flurry of activity in the pits. 134 for Rick. Brian with a 145-2. Walter Bell coming up in the CTSV Coupe. 580 horse. Garrett Van Winkle in the Charger. He's been a best of 176. 1,300 horse in that bad boy. It's quite a bit. That's a lot of horses. Of course, I'm missing all my friends from English Racing. Sounds like they might be at our Texas event, so you want to check that out. But they were here pretty strong last year. Had some pretty fast cars. Fastest mile an hour of the event last year, I believe. Mustang's like, yeah, I'm not going to wait for you. Doug's on it. Oh, here comes the Corvette, though. Round the outside, round the outside. And just like that, gapped. Pre-grid looking good. Unleaded 88 bringing you all the views. Appreciate that. Indiana Corn Marketing Council. What can I say that I haven't already said? E85. Doug Merritt with a 134.4. Mons with a 160, and that Corvette went all the way around. Greg coming up from 911 Twin Turbo. Alexander in the Corvette, 1,250 horse to 1,150 horse in the Porsche. Porsche with the early lead and mile an hour win. This is the High Ram president. He's president of the High Ram Club. Of course, I'm just making that up, but I think he probably should be. How does he even see out of that thing? That's like the High Ram Extreme. They call that the High Ram Heavens edition. Beautiful looking McLaren there. That's Serranos in his McLaren 765. John Balco in the Hayabusa next to him. Who do you think is going to take that win? Well, it was close before it wasn't. Another beautiful Lamborghini coming up. Slava on one side. I know he's been working out some problems on his. Hayabusa went 186.1. Serranos went 169.7 in that McLaren. We've got Slava in the M6. The car's been, if I'm not mistaken, in the 170s, I think, last year. So I think he's fighting through an issue, but it looks like he's going strong now. Julian Bassler in his, well, that was David Perlman, actually. 2,500 horsepower Dallas Performance Lamborghini. Slava went 165.1, so he's getting back on track there. Dallas Performance of the 190.2. That car's been a best today of 198.4, so almost 200. Lonnie Garner Corvette coming up. Julian Bassler's Nismo. Greater Indiana Clean Cities, a nonprofit and ethanol advocate for unleaded 88 and E85. providing the Midwest with education and project support for alternative fuels over the last 22 years. Contact Greater Indiana today at greaterindiana.com to learn more. Definitely check them out. Another Lamborghini there. That's Julian Bassler up against Wade Segrest in that CTSV. Of course, our event host and brought to you by Shift Sector, none other than the greatest team ever created. Had to say it because I'm part of both. There it is. 1320video.com, of course. Appreciate everything they do. We got this live stream is brought to you, of course, by revolution.com and directed by none other than jeffreyjhart.com. Definitely want to check those two out. Looks like Julian went 142.4 in the Lamborghini. Got another bike, and let's see here, Kent Seckler in that ZX14R. William Taylor in the Corvette. It's our 7th year doing the Indy Airstrip Attack. This year, 75% of the drivers are running ethanol. When we started this event, that number was only 10%, which is crazy. Crazy to me. Lots of E85 and ethanol content in many of these cars, obviously. William Taylor, Corvette 152.7, Kent 157.5, Nicholas in the Camaro, Kurt in that beautiful Fairlane. Kurt is just roundhouse in that thing. Nicholas Greenwall and Kurt right there. That's who's on the track. 146.1 to a 149.5 mile an hour there. Patrick Dietrich, M850i, been a best of 159.3. Patrick Swindell in that M8 Competition, been a best of 168.7. Shout outs to my corn states that support all this: Michigan, Kansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, and Nebraska. Shout out to the Cornhuskers. Gotta do it. BMW on BMW action like that. See the pre-grid there lined up. That's that Prelude with a, never thought I'd say that, with a parachute. Pretty crazy business right there. That thing was fast, almost 170 if I'm not mistaken. Julian Bassler, Charles Callahan III is who's on there right now. Charles Callahan III in that Roush Mustang. Charles the third there, 155.8. Julian with a 193.5. Great for him. David Freeman coming up that 2020 Mustang GT. Been a best of 139.9. We've got the official Shift Sector taxi out there. Mark Bayless doing roundhouse trips and different Mopar products. Got the rear window down. That's not helping us speed. We need to have a tune-up, Mark. We need to have a tune-up. Gonna send it right over to JB from Ignite Racing Fuel right now.
Hey everybody, we're excited to be out here. Ethanol has been a big supporter in the performance world for about 15 years. There's a lot of misperceptions out there that ethanol is corrosive, that it hurts things, but it doesn't. It's a solvent, it's a cleaner. It actually is a better fuel than anything you can run out there. Ethanol is 32% oxygen by volume. So what engines really like to help keep them cool and running and get a lot of power is they like to have that oxygen. So ethanol is a oxygenated fuel. It burns much cleaner than anything out there, and I've been doing this before there was Pump E85. And it's really exciting to see all these guys. Probably 75 to 80% of the cars out here today are running ethanol. Not just here. We've got wave runner and jet ski races in Florida going on, all running ethanol. IndyCar, ethanol. Drifting, Formula D, all them boys running ethanol too. And the fastest cars in the world are all running ethanol out here. So there's a lot of hearsay about ethanol. It's not the ethanol that's the issue. It's the oil companies and what they put into the ethanol that causes all of the issues. So ethanol is a great fuel. Check it out. There's a lot of great organizations. If you do a lot of research, you'll find out the same thing. And if you ever have any questions, always feel free to contact us at igniteracingfuel.com. Shoot us an email or hit us up on Instagram, and I'll answer any questions you've got about ethanol. We've been doing it for a long time, and I hope everybody out there is enjoying the race. Back to you.
All right, great job, JB, as always. Appreciate that. Yep, that's no joke. Ethanol is the wave of the future for sure. I know that a lot of the real high horsepower cars are running different blends of that. And obviously it works. It translates right out here. Got a 69 Boss 302 Mustang up against Clark Rosenthal's Camaro. Clark's been at 183 so far. That's what's coming up after this race. This is, of course, my main man, Wes, and that beautiful C4 Corvette of Jim Bonds. So 134.2 for the C4 Clark. Not sure what happened there. I haven't got his mile an hour up, but Scott Rogers coming up, and Clark, my bad. 400 horse supposedly in that beast, but it's been 183, so I'm thinking it's probably more. Pulled the chute and let her rip. I love it. Scott with a 138.9, 207.66 miles an hour. In Clark's Camaro. Tyler McGinnity coming up. Slava, both BMWs, 135i and M6. All right, Slava with a 165.5. Tyler, no slouch either. Looks like we got another R8 and McLaren on the launch pad, ready to go, ready to eat. Hard to miss Ryan Keebler's R8. That thing is bright. Love it. 148.9 at 166.4. McLaren there. How's everybody doing at home? Grab a frosty cold beverage. Of course, if you're here, you can go to Casey's. You ever heard of Casey's? No? Oh, you got to go grab a Casey's ice cold beverage before filling up with clean and burning low cost and leaded 88 or E85 at a local Casey's near you. .198 on that R8. 198.15. Jamie Hopkins. New best for him today. Charlie Jacobs in that Mustang. Look at that beautiful Factory 5 Cobra replica. 200 horsepower claimed. That's James Walden. Scott Sheldon next to him in the Camaro. 1,500 horse in that beast. Probably going to walk all over the top of 200 5-point toes horsepowers. But who's having more fun? That's what I want to say. Is it the guy in the Cobra replica or the guy with all the horsepower? 148.9 for Scott. Not the highest mile an hour for that kind of horsepower, but yet here we are. Doug Merritt coming back up. Been a best of 137.2. Tim Hopkins, R8. He's been a best of 138.8. 1,600 horse. I get the feeling he's going to work something out. That thing's going to go fast. How could it not? It's got a wing. That's Shayla, one of our arm drop gals. I always ask them how tired they are at the end of the day, and their arms are pretty tired, for those that wanted to know. Looks easy, but it's not. I always think they're going to fly. Keep flapping them like that. Tim Hopkins, mile an hour. What did that actually look like? It popped off my screen before I could see it. Got a nice surprise for you right there. That's Mike Morrison in that four-door Malibu that went 163 miles an hour. Doug McGuirk in the Viper next to him, been a best of 192. Well, that's not a Viper, so they got that mismatched. But nonetheless, it is Mike Morrison in the Malibu Boo. 172.0 to 186.9. You got to like that. Walter Bell, CTSV, Ben Stoner from Fat House Fab in that GT 500. Been a best of 170.9. 139.7 for Walter. Here comes Walter Bell and Ben Stoner, Fat House Fab. Looking real good in that GT350R. Well, it was going good until it wasn't. Not sure what happened there. I got Vengeance Racing Jr., Caden Moen in the house. 19 Camaro, been a great run so far. 169.5 best so far, Natum. I'm going to throw it over to Tiffany. She's got a great interview coming up. Here you go, Tiffany.
All right, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what are you driving?
So I'm Jonathan Brown, and I am driving a 2021 wide-body Hellcat Red Eye, and I'm from Noblesville, Indiana.
Well, thank you for being here. Tell us, what preparations did you make before coming this weekend?
Not a lot. We actually just put in an ethanol kit, so we're trying that out today. We still got a little bit of gas of high octane to run out, and then once we do, we should be putting in the E85, get some more horsepower out of it. So.
And how fast have you gone today?
Today, just got it up to about almost 150, so we're shooting for 160. So as soon as we get a full kit of ethanol in it. So.
Awesome. And what about your son? You told me he's out there. Is he going to hop in with you later today?
He is. He's actually standing right over there. So, yes, he will. As soon as we get the car back up there, I'm going to let him run with me. So it's going to be a good time. Pretty excited.
It's going to be a great time. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, thank you, guys.
Back to you, Jimmy. Thank you so much.
All right, great job, Tiffany, as always. Appreciate that. We got Kevin Tweedy coming up in this 97 Honda Prelude. Thanks for joining us once again. Hello, everybody. I'm Jimmy Shaberg, and I've been announcing this for about, my goodness, I think it's coming up on 9 years. This is crazy. 7 years here in Indiana. Appreciate everybody joining us at home on Twitch, YouTube, and obviously Facebook via 1320video.com and Global Time Attack. Appreciate all that support. We got this Prelude coming up. It's pretty crazy. 1,100 horse. Well, something happened. He was going fast, then now he's not, so there's that. I don't know if he loss of turbo or lots of traction, but that car literally went 164.9 miles an hour the last pass through. So that's pretty impressive for a 97 Honda Prelude, just saying. Kurt, in that beautiful Fairlane you saw, 145.4. He probably got a little scared, saw the smoke, wasn't sure if it was him or not. At least I would have been scared. So we're going to get that looked at. There was a little smoky smoke. Let's see if he pops the hood. Hey, you can't park there. No, bro, you can't park there. That's not where we work on our car, bro. Oh, VTEC exploded. Yep, there it is. VTEC. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm just ad-libbing because I couldn't help it. It's too funny, but not. Been a great car. I can't believe how fast that thing has been. 165 is no slouch, so hopefully whatever he's got going on is simple to fix, and we'll see him out here next. Meantime, I got some others lining up to get after it. We had Bill Owens and a Ford Hennessy 149.0, Jason Ray GT350R. But right now, we got a guy who's just he's gonna text his friend right now. Bro, I broke. Makes you wonder what he's actually really saying. I dipped in the VTEC, yo. Too soon? I'm just having fun. Hopefully he's okay. I love seeing that car out here. Meantime, we're going to get him scooped off the track. So probably a great time to remind you that we are on an active airstrip attack out here in beautiful Marion, Indiana. We're obviously landing planes and having planes take off and all the other crazy things you would expect when you are on an active airstrip. So it's kind of like going to your local airstrip and having a race. At some point, a plane is probably going to want to take off and land. So always something to keep in mind. In the meantime, we got to get the track looked at, make sure there isn't anything serious out there. Get our VTEC friend loaded up. And I'll see if I can maybe find us an interview or something fun in the meantime. But hang tight. We'll be back to racing here very, very quickly.
Good, how you doing, man?
All right, as we kind of get earmarked back for racing and back to it, I want to let everybody know that's here, or actually if you're at home you might want to know this, but our competition cutoff for the first part is in 5 minutes. That's T minus 5 minutes. We'll obviously be getting back to our normal racing here pretty much right now. But for all those that are competing, because there is an actual competition, this is a race, I can go down and kind of let you know about that here at home. But basically we do, we'll run everybody off. Fastest two will advance from each class into the next round, and then, or fastest four, I should say, and then from that four, the fastest two. Trying to get the competition cut off for the finals at 3 o'clock. Here's bad boy Morris Malone. That looked fast. Morris Malone with a big mile an hour on that one. What's it going to be? I didn't even have any warning that he was up on the queue. I'm so far away. 224.89 miles an hour for bad boy Morris Malone. That is a new best for him today. So congratulations, Malone family, Malone Racing, Bag Lady Racing. Check them on out. Baglady.com. Cool story there. Whole Malone family is in attendance to support Morris and his bad habits, which is why I call him Bad Boy Morris Malone. But what'd you guys think about that? The car just sounds amazing. Love hearing that car. Up next, I got Kenton Tyser coming up. 2011 Camaro SS, another parachute car. Slava in the M6. I don't know where he went. He's not in my vantage point. He's here somewhere, though. He's slowing it down. Kenton Tyser in the Camaro with a 125.0. Doug McGuirk coming up. Viper, been a best 192.6. We're going to wait for Slava to get down to the end. Make sure everybody's safe there. All right, big shout out here. Marion, Indiana at the Airstrip attack. Comes a big Calvo Viper, mile an hour coming up. I know he's been chipping away at it. 1600, 195.3 that time around for Doug. Sounds like we might have a GoPro in the middle of the track. Not sure. That's what somebody's telling me, though, in my ear. A little birdie, if you will. Hopefully they don't get let go and run over another GoPro. That's happened a few hundred times, and it's probably going to happen again today. All right. Jessica Hassing in the Mustang. 187.8 best. Timothy Ward in the X3M. Been a best of 147.5. But here comes Jessica. No slouch at all. I think she even has a cast. I think she like sprained her ankle or something right before this race. So wishing her all the best. Smiles an hour for Timothy, 145.2. Jessica coming up here, mile an hour on my screen, 186.4. So sounds like that's pretty close to what that car's got today. Great job. Been consistent. Car sounds amazing. Dave Webster coming up in the Challenger Hellcat. Sarah Bolin in the Mustang GT, 400 horse to 600 in the Hellcat. We're going to take a look and see if we can find this GoPro. We're actually not going to race the truck. We're going to try to find the GoPro. So appreciate everybody being out here at the Indy Airstrip Attack. Of course, brought to you by the Indiana Corn Marketing Council. Got a whole host of vendors and sponsors, and hopefully you have made your way, or if you're here live, that you've made it around all the vendors and cars and whatnot. Some pretty impressive machines out here. I know Jessica James, 241.55 miles an hour, kind of leads the competition right now as far as highest mile an hour of the weekend. I think Dad is right behind her in another underground racing Lamborghini. So, I mean, when you're in 5th place going 219 miles an hour, you know you're in a camp of some really fast cars. So I can't imagine 8th place. I'm looking here on the screen. 8th place is 205 miles an hour. 9th place, okay. Definitely got another airplane coming in. I just had the announcement in my ear, so I wanted to make sure I get to that. You probably see it on your screen, but everybody that's actually here wondering what's going on, we have another aircraft inbound, so it's going to take a couple minutes for that. Yeah. We're just waiting for an airplane, so the track's cold, so hang out and enjoy the views from our drone footage, which has been amazing from the Revolution.com team, of course led by none other than JeffreyJHart.com. So appreciate everybody being here. We'll be getting back to racing very shortly.